Ashleigh Barty stunned the sporting world as she announced her retirement aged just 25 despite being world number 1, but she is not the first tennis star to walk away early. World number 1 Ashleigh Barty shocked the sporting world by announcing she will retire from tennis aged just 25. The Australian made the announcement on Wednesday, weeks after she became the first player from her country to win their home Australian Open in 44 years. Barty won 3 Grand Slam singles events across her glittering career, including the season opener in 2022. Barty has remained world number 1 since winning her first Grand Slam at the French Open in 2019, a run of 114 consecutive weeks. However, she is not the only tennis star to walk away at the top of the sport. Here are 6 other stars who left the court early. The Swede was one of the sport's dominant forces in the 1970s and 1980s as he claimed a remarkable 6 French Open titles as well as 5 straight Wimbledon championships. However, Borg suddenly announced his retirement in January 1986 aged 26. While Borg had lost to his great rival John McEnroe in the final of the US Open in 1984, he cited burnout as his general reason to retire. Martina Hingis. Hingis became the youngest Grand Slam singles winner of the 20th century when she stunned the sport to win the Australian Open aged 16 years and 3 months in 1997. In March that year, she made more history by becoming the youngest world number 1 in history. The Swiss superstar claimed Wimbledon and the US Open that season too, with only the French Open crown eluding her in the calendar Grand Slam. Ankle injuries began to take their toll, and Hingis retired aged just 22 in February 2003. She retired with 5 Grand Slam singles crowns to her name and had spent 209 weeks sat atop the world rankings. She returned primarily as a doubles player in 2006 and won more than 10 Grand Slams, but she never reached another major singles final. Kim Clijsters. Despite being just 23, Clijsters retired in May 2007 after winning 34 WTA singles titles, including the US Open in 2005. The Belgian insisted battling injuries and the exertion required to stay at the top echelons of the game had become too much. Clijsters made a stellar comeback between 2009 and 2011, during which she lifted US Open twice more and won an Australian Open to prove her talent was never in doubt. Justin Henin. Similar to Barty some 14 years later, Henin was 25 and led the world rankings when she decided to call time on her career in 2008. Henin struggled with form and fatigue but still claimed 7 Grand Slam titles. She momentarily returned to the tour and the Belgian even reached the 2010 Australian Open, where she was defeated by Serena Williams. Henin retired permanently in 2011. Andy Roddick. Ahead of the 2012 US Open, Roddick announced it would be the final tournament of his 12-year career. The American, who became renowned for his big serving ability, won 32 titles during his time as a professional. Roddick was the world number 1 and lost 3 Wimbledon finals, including a gutting 16-14 defeat in an epic 2009 final set to Federer. Ultimately, the 30-year-old lost in the 4th round to Juan Martín del Potro at Flushing Meadows, and he pointed to injuries and a lack of motivation as his reasons to retire. Marion Bartoli. Bartoli had just claimed her first Grand Slam title after winning Wimbledon in 2013, and she had even matched her career-high ranking of world number 7. The Italian played some smaller tour events, but called time on her career at age 28, catching fans and tennis figures off guard. In December 2017, she performed a U-turn but just 7 months later after delays and setbacks, Bartoli announced she would be dropping her comeback plans.